The setting, beautiful Morphy Lake at the base of the Sangre de Cristo Mountains. The event, Get Outdoors Day. The participants, a group of enthusiastic youngsters discovering what happens when they trade their virtual world of video games for the real one.
We're looking at a mountain lake with trout and aquatic insects, and it's just a lovely spot with all the ponderosa pines around and great skies. You know, sometimes we tend to forget that we couldn't live without the things that the outdoors provides us. The food that we get comes from plants and animals, and our air, our oxygen, our water, all those things come from the outdoors. And I really believe that we're a lot happier when we connect with these things in person. So I am one of these people that I almost don't care what the weather is, just get me outdoors. And I think that our kids will be healthier and happier the more they have a chance to just be outside and play outside the way many of us my age used to do on a regular basis without even thinking about it.
For Pat, New Mexico is an outdoor treasure chest waiting to be discovered and has some important advice for visitors.
Well, when you come to state parks, just remember that the wild critters were here first and we're the visitors. So when you're in an area where there are black bears, help keep the black bears out of trouble. Stash your trash. Because if you don't, stash your trash and stash your coolers in your vehicles, what happens is the bears pay the price. We don't pay the price.
And sometimes a simple form of exaggeration can go a long way in explaining why it's important to be aware of your surroundings when you're out camping and enjoying the great outdoors.
Away from the lake, right? Because if you put all the soap and unnatural chemicals into the lake, stonefly's not going to be able to survive. And then the fish can't eat them, and then you guys can't go fishing. So it all comes full circle. Today's
event isn't the first for Park Ranger Daniel Alcone, who knows this park like the back of his hand.
Well, first of all, it was established as a state park in 1965. It's approximately 8,000 feet in elevation here. We've got 30 acres of state park, 15 of which are the surface acres of water.
And whether you want to pitch a tent or camp in full comfort, at Coyote Creek and Morphy Lake, there's room for everyone.
Coyote Creek has an electric or RV site available for people that want to come out with their trailers or RVs. Morphy Lake just has developed sites which have a table and a campfire grill.
He also knows if a kid catches their first fish today, chances are they'll be hooked for life.
I think I enjoy just as much as they do, just watching them come out and catch their first fish. And you see the smile on their faces.
There were a lot of folks to thank for the day, and an invitation.
I work at the Moore National Fish Hatchery. I invite everyone to come and see what we're doing over there. It's open to the public.
But more importantly, as far as the youngsters were concerned, with raffle tickets and drawings came lots of prizes and happy faces. And there were games to play. One event was especially popular.
We're having a casting contest for the kids to see who can cast it the furthest.
For Tyson Sanders, the day brought back memories.
I hope, doing stuff like this, helping kids learn how to tie the knots, bait their hook, cast their line. The memories of my dad teaching me to fish, really stick out in my mind. And it's something that I carry with me everywhere I go. And just being outside in the outdoors, and maybe some of these kids can take that away with them and learn to enjoy the outdoors the way I have.
And by purchasing fishing equipment, Get Outdoors Day folks are helping to support fisheries management by paying taxes that are earmarked for the Sport Fish Restoration Program. For Lawrence D'Alessandro, it was a chance to use games to educate the youngsters.
They're learning the life cycle of a Rio Grande cutthroat trout. It starts as an egg and goes all the way through their life cycles, all the way to an adult. And basically by playing this game, it shows all the natural things that they go through, whether it be getting predated by a brown trout or not finding bugs or losing water or habitat. And then they also see man-made things that would happen to them, such as a four-wheeler driving up the stream or pollution or habitat loss due to habitat fragmentation by humans. So it pretty much just shows them what they go through and why it's so hard to have Rio Grande cutthroat trouts succeed in the wild.
In the end, they must have learned something. This youngster sums it up best.
People need to get outside more. Being inside is not healthy.